Soon as you're born, they make you feel small by giving you no time instead of it all. Till the pain is so big you feel nothing at all. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. They hurt you at home and they hate you at school. They hate you if you're clever and they despise a fool. Till you're so fucking crazy you can't follow their rules. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. When they've tortured and scared you for 20 odd years, then they expect you to pick a career. When you can't really function, you're so full of fear. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. I keep you doped with religion and sex and TV. And you think you're so clever and classless and free. But you're still fucking peasants as far as I can see. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. There's room at the top, they are telling you still. But first you must learn how to smile as you kill. If you want to be like the folks on the hill. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. If you want to be a hero, well, just follow me. If you want to be a hero, well, just follow me.
best way to stream television. YouTube TV. Try it free.
Smoky backyard barbecue flavor? No backyard necessary. Blaze. Make life flavor.
Sufficient may very limited time offer. Use only drug that's used over sales. Karma is mercury. Karma is faith. Theft. Nonsense. Bullshit. Key of F major time 5:19 8 measure introduction. I said, I'm sorry, baby. I'm leaving you tonight. I found someone new. He's waiting in the car outside. Ah, honey, how could you do it? We swore each other everlasting love. I said, well, yeah, I know, but when we did, there was one thing we weren't thinking of, and that's money. Money changes everything. I said, money changes everything. We think we know what we're doing, that don't mean a thing. It's all in the past now, money changes everything. They shake your hand, and they smile, and they buy you a drink. They say, well, we'll be your friends, we'll stick with you till the end. Oh yeah. Oh, but everybody's only looking out for themselves. And you say, well, who can you trust? I tell you, it's just nobody else's money. Money changes everything. I said money changes everything. You think you know what you're doing? We don't pull the strings. It's all in the past now. Money changes everything. Yeah, money changes everything. I said money changes everything. We think we know what we're doing, we don't know a thing. It's all in the past now, money changes everything. Ah, yeah, it's money. Money changes everything. Money, it is everything, yes, money. It changes everything, yeah. Money is everything. Money is everything. Money is everything. Yes, money. It changes everything. Yeah, money, money. Yeah, it's everything.
Every time I use a setting spray, I try to use it as a skin prep and also a skin finish. This has coconut oil, which coconut oil is great to fix all of your problems. Put it on your face.
It is a kind of spiritual snobbery. It is a kind of spiritual snobbery that makes people think they can be happy without money. Albert Camus. Having money is a way of being free of money. Albert Camus. You will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of. You will never live if you are looking for the meaning of life. You will never live if you are looking for the meaning of life. Albert Camus. He also says you will never be happy if you continue to search for that happiness, for what happiness consists of. A man without ethics is a wild beast loosed upon this world. Albert Camus. Nothing is more despicable than respect based on fear. Albert Camus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's respect based on fear. Down the barrel of a gun, you will use the dollar. It will be the global reserve currency of the Federal Reserve down the barrel of a gun, of the Owl Occult Club, of L. I opened myself to the gentle indifference of the world. Albert Camus, The Stranger. Beauty is unbearable, drives us to despair, offering us for a minute the glimpse of an eternity that we should like to stretch out over the whole of time. Albert Camus. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. Albert Camus. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that there was in me an invincible summer. Albert Camus. Cash register synchronicity from yesterday. Synchronicity on the cash register. CRS. Just like CRS in the game, Consumer Recreation Services. There's no way I wasn't going to reprint this and share this one. The time and the total. The total $122.71. Look at the time. 2:27 p.m. Look at the total. 12271. 227 right there. Time 227. There are a number of items that made that happen. There are 45. On Broadway. On Broadway. 5:06. The Matrix. Watch the Matrix opening scene. Just go on YouTube, hit Matrix opening scene, and you will see 5:06 covering the entire screen, and the camera panning in on the zero, giving you the illusion of 3D in 2D. They're telling you that's the whole point. That's exactly what that medium that they're using is about. It's a 2D illusion of creating the illusion of 3D. Flat perspective. Consider that what's actually that this screen here that I'm currently looking at that's creating the illusion of 3D. Optical illusions. of the cave. The allegory of Plato's cave is exactly addressing this matter of power and power differential that one gets with knowledge, with being in the light of the sun of knowledge. The power differential over those who are bricks, who are frozen in place because they're only using a tiny percentage of their brains, whereas the ones in the light use their whole brains, and they know how the game works. They're not working class heroes as all the bricks are. The bricks are working class heroes who are chained to the wall of the cave and being given from birth a fake shadow reality projected in front of them that they believe, their minds believe is reality, but is not. Absolutely not. It's flat. It's a wall. The wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall of the day's eye, the daisy in the sky, the sun, knowledge, truth, Ra, radiance, rationality, reason, Aries, arise, the apex, the peak of the summer summit of the calendar year at the Tropic of Cancer. 2:27 p.m. 2 is 4 and 7 is 11. So 11, and then the 227 there, also 11. And oh yeah, what's on either side of the 227 here and the $122.71 total? 1 and 1 at the beginning and end. And 227 reduces to 1, 1. 2 and 2, 4 and 7, 1, 1. 11, 11. The parallels of the parallels of L and L of Israel. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Coming up next, the book of Matthew. Actually, right before the book of Matthew, we're going to go back to the Matrix script. There's something I need to review with you. 2:36 p.m. Look at the total, 2643. 236 with a 4 in it. 2643. There's 263, 236, and there's the time, 236. And what does that reduce to as well? 2 and 3, 5 and 6, L even. There it's plus 4, which is 15, 6, 11, 6, 66, 12, 3 of the tree of infinity. And look at the 66 at the end of the invoice number. 2766. 2,766. The Matrix, the womb, the 20th and 21st century allegory of Plato's cave for the movies. The movies. The cinema. M is the 13th letter in the middle of the alphabet. M and N are the water, what you are physically, the body. And then A and B are what you are as the soul, the fire of the Father. Abraham, Brahma, abracadabra. Aleph, Beth, alphabet, alpha, beta. 0 and 1. This internet is a tool, it's a neutral tool. This is a neutral tool. This is a neutral tool. It's neuter neither in itself. It's not until you take it and direct it with your wheel for either positive or negative, for creation or destruction. Neo represents the will in the Matrix of 1999 by Larry and Andy Wachowski. transcribed by Tim Staley. Okay, here we go. Morpheus. Alright, let's start off the transition into this. Morpheus. The ones you don't know. Tank and his big brother Dozer. The little one behind you is Mouse. You wanted to know what the Matrix is, Neo? Trinity, try to relax. This will feel a little weird. Construct. Morpheus. This is the construct. It's our loading program. We can load anything from clothing to equipment, weapons, training simulations, anything we need. Neo. Right now, we're inside a computer program? Morpheus. Is it really so hard to believe? Your clothes are different. The plugs in your arms and head are gone. Your hair is changed. Your appearance now is what we call a residual self-image. It is the mental projection of your digital self. Neo, this isn't real? Morpheus, what is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today. Welcome to the desert of the real. We have only bits and pieces of information, but what we know for certain is that at some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI. Neo, AI? You mean artificial intelligence? Morpheus, a singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines. We don't know who struck first, us or them, but we know that it was us that scorched the sky. At the time, they were dependent on solar power, and it was believed that they would be unable to survive without an energy source as abundant as the sun. Throughout human history, we have been dependent on machines to survive. Fate, it seems, is not without a sense of irony. The human body generates more bioelectricity than a 120-volt battery and over 25,000 BTUs of body heat. Combined with a form of fusion, the machines have found all the energy they would ever need. There are fields, endless fields, where human beings are no longer born, we are grown. For the longest time I wouldn't believe it, and then I saw the fields with my own eyes. Watched them liquefy the dead so they could be fed intravenously to the living. And standing there, facing the pure, horrifying precision, I came to realize the obviousness of the truth. What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this. He holds up a battery. Neo, no, I don't believe it. It's not possible. No, Neo, no. I don't believe it. It's not possible. Morpheus, I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth. Neo, stop. Let me out. Let me out. I want out. And then back on the Nebuchadnezzar. Trinity, easy, Neo, easy. Neo, take this thing off me. Take this thing. Morpheus, listen to me. Neo, don't touch me. Stay away from me. I don't want it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Cypher, he's gonna pop. Morpheus, breathe, Neo. Just breathe. Cypher, the one who's the traitor. He says he's gonna pop. Like he's seen it before, because the cognitive dissonance is what Neo experiences there when he learns that he was living in a dream world, a simulation. a computer-generated simulation. Everything he thought was 3D reality was computer program. What is real? Do I ever regret taking the red pill? Am I ever tempted to be a traitor like Cypher? I've had it moments, and I've gone through periods in the last 20 years of getting it. This movie being part of getting it. Seeing this movie in '99 3 times in San Diego. And at 33 on the 33rd parallel. I've had my times. I've taken long periods off, or I've, gone into denial or just said, it doesn't matter, there's nothing I can do. Run the gamut. But I wouldn't trade knowledge of reality for living in illusion ever again. My mind is no longer yoked to the system. I'm no longer a brick. So the power differential between this little club and me is removed entirely. Aside from the fact that they, have they just this little fact that they own the media, the military, the police, and everything. Other than that, where you remove all of that from them is what I'm saying, and I know exactly what they know. The light of the truth, universal truth, and we're gonna get into that now. Coming up, one of the chapters I haven't read yet in the Ramtha White Book, entitled The Identifiable God. The Father can never be identified outside of your wondrous being. To even attempt it is unfair to yourself, because you are going outside of what you are to describe something which emanates from within you. The only way you can identify God is to observe what the Father is in you. I probably have read parts of this chapter, or maybe I did even read the whole thing already. Chapter 10 of Aten, of all tenses. Intention and attendance. The sun, Aten, the light of the One, of God, which is an intelligible sphere, whose center is everywhere, but whose outer edge or circumference is nowhere, no limit, all and none. A transcendental mystery that defies all of man's categories of thought. St. Matthew, chapter 6. The book of Matthew. Matthew, which means gift of God. Matthew, Theo. The O. Oh yeah. The 6 of chapter 6 with the O. And then the 9. 9 at the higher position of the west, 6 at the south, on the 2D flat plane, at which you get the illusion of 3D. But what you're looking at right now is a flat 2D plane. Chapter 6. So herein lies the psyop, and like the movie theater screen in Plato's Cave, as I keep saying, the television, the psychological operation of brainwashing, mind control of the elites or the elites. This diabolical club of who use the light as a weapon for darkness, and they are the Pharisees, who withhold the keys to the kingdom and do not enter themselves. They use they've introduced this tech explosion as their end game of locking the bricks forever in a virtual reality, which will be a prison. Logan's Run, The Matrix. Chapter 6. Take heed that ye do not your alms before men, to be seen of them, otherwise ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. 2. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth, that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Insight in secret secretions of the sacred secret. But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions, as the heathen do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. Be not ye therefore like unto them, the heathens. For your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before ye ask him. The Father knows what you need before you ask him. He knows more about you than you do. After this manner therefore pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Think of that. You have to, if you don't forgive, if your heart doesn't forgive and move on, and if you have hold grudges, then the Father will not forgive you. You have to be forgiving of others yourself in order to have the Father's forgiveness. There's an interrelationship being told to you here in this ancient scripture there's something deeper and far more penetrating and far more about psychology and more subtle than any of the worldly religions, any of the so-called religions, because they're actually just creeds. There's different flavors of I believe systems. They're all giving a light, watered-down version of all of this deliberately, because they're only dealing with one of the 7 days. The other 6 belong to the world, belong to this God in which everyone trusts, the credit system, the God of the credit cards, of fraud, the phony baloney 2D flat God, as opposed to the real 3D God of the 3 doors, the 3 dimensions of height, length, and width. Moreover, when you fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. They're putting on a show, just like the hypocrites he talks about praying in public and making a show of their religiosity. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, that you appear not that you don't appear to men to fast, but unto your Father which is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret shall reward you openly. Look at how in secret is here, on top of each other. In secret, in secret. Secrete. Look, I should go to that right now on the computer with you. The secrete etymology. Look that up for yourself on etymonline.com. You'll see that the words secret and secrete have the same origin. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures upon earth. Do not lay up treasures for yourselves upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Don't build up physical treasures, he's saying, of wealth, of material gain, and create a pyramid scheme of power and manipulation, of fraud, of lies, of illusions, of control, of a matrix. Build up your treasures in heaven, in the subtle, in the intangible of your head and heart, of your torso, your dreams, your imagination, your care, your love. Build that up, that treasure. Not financial, which requires national identifications and cards and militaries and war profiteering, casino culture, economics. For where your treasure is, there will your heart also be. For where your treasure is, there will your heart also be. Your treasure is where your heart is, in your care, in the center, between your animal instinct and your human rationality, your reason, your intellect. Intellect without feeling is absolutely horrific. It's what's behind the geoengineering, it's what's behind the development of nuclear technology and nuclear weapons and all militarism. It's an evil, it's a scourge. The light of the body is the eye. The light of the body is the eye. This is Matthew 6, chapter 6, verse 22 now. If therefore your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. There's the single eye with light all around it, the sun. That's the pineal gland in the midbrain, in the pine tree, brain tree. The pine tree with the spine. The spine is the trunk of the tree, and the brain is the top, with the blossoming leaves, with the flowering of consciousness. The pine cone in the middle, and connected to the pituitary, which opens up and illuminates you with the knowing of everything, which is feeling of universal connectedness and connection of the neck, of the throat of Taurus, of the bull, El, God, the El light. And that happens by cutting the cord with your social consciousness, your desire for approval and acceptance from society, from the herd, from the masses, which really are nothing more than collections of individuals, all groups. There is no group in itself. There's no mass. There's only individuals. So if you think you're just part of a mass and you live for the mass, well, you're an ass. That's why mass is M-A-S-S. And the And that's why we can also think of the fact that that you have the phonetic of ass with just one S at the end of gas. And this is a gas oil-based system. And we have the slang, oh, what a gas. And then GA is the beginning of Gaia, where we get the word forming element, that's Greek, where we get the word forming element geo of geometry, gematria, the geometrization. A alpha I 9 1 and 9 2019. So Matthew 6:22, this is an echoing of Genesis 23:20 or 32:30 with Jacob saying, I have seen God face to face, and his name is Peniel. Think about this, all green, the green of nature, of production. That's what economics is based on. You can't eat this. This is a symbol of gross product, of the profusion, the bounty of earth, of Gaia, Terra, the green goddess of God, wife of Uranus, us. Uranus is the sky personified, and Gaia's the ground, the G round. The green of Mary, Jane, Maria, Mama Rea, the medicine of Mercury, of the Hermetic science. But if your eye, so let's read that one more time, 6:22. The light of the body is the eye. He's saying the light of the physical body, which is the book of the Bible with the binding spine, and that you put a jacket on of Jacob. The light of this here body, and Jesus is called Emmanuel, God is with us. Emmanuel, El is God in Phoenician. And that's phonetically almost direct homophone with the word manual, which involves instruction. So he's instructing you that you're the light of this body of yours, which is this pyramid tetrahedron shape in 3 dimensions of male and female joined, of the Merkaba, the soul vehicle, the Aurora, Illinois. He's telling you that this physical body's light, its center of light, the light of the body is the eye. What's the eye? The one eye, right there. That's the eye that's between the 2 eyes, in the middle. In between, in the corpus callosum midbrain structure. Down the center, the C enter, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, the third eye, the one eye. The target, the target of when you're playing darts, you gotta hit the center, or you'll sin, miss the mark. Direct your attention to that one eye, the lighthouse, that turns on the light of the body is the eye. When the eye is single, the body is filled with light. So when that eye of inner vision, of insight, is one, unified and joined with the 2, and so that the 3 are one, of the Tao, that your male and female are joined, your unconscious and conscious, your greater and lesser, your objective and subjective. When you're united, when you've practiced true yoga, you've yoked yourself to the divine, to God. G-O-D. Again, the intelligible sphere, whose center is everywhere, but whose outer edge is nowhere. The all and none. Then he says 23, so he says when your eye is one, your body is full of light. You're lit up. But if your eye is evil, but if your eye is evil, your whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in you be darkness, how great is that darkness? See, what is he talking about here with light and darkness? Churchgoers, they assume that the minister